40% of everything you do today is not a decision. It is a habit. And if you do not consciously design those habits, someone else will design them for you, and they will not design them in your favor. Welcome to Book Notes Daily. Today we are diving deep into Atomic Habits by James Clear, one of the most practically useful books written in the last decade. In the next 10 minutes, you will learn exactly how habits are formed in the brain, why motivation is almost completely useless for long-term change, and the one counterintuitive idea at the heart of this book that most people completely miss, the idea that your goals are not the problem. Your system is. James Clear is not an academic. He is a writer who became obsessed with self-improvement after a serious baseball injury in high school left him unconscious and nearly ended his athletic career. During his recovery, he began experimenting with small daily improvements. He started writing about what he learned, built one of the largest newsletters in the world, and eventually published Atomic Habits in 2018. The book has sold over 15 million copies worldwide and sits permanently on bestseller lists years after its release. That kind of staying power tells you something. This is not a book full of inspiration. It is a book full of mechanics. The central argument of Atomic Habits is built on one foundational idea. If you get 1% better at something every single day for a year, you will end up 37 times better by the end of that year. Most people dramatically underestimate the compounding power of tiny improvements because the results are invisible in the short term. You do not see the results of going to the gym twice. You do not see the results of writing for 15 minutes each morning after 1 week. But the math is working underneath the surface the entire time, just like interest accumulating in a bank account you never check. Clear makes a sharp distinction between goals and systems. Goals are the outcomes you want to achieve. Systems are the processes that lead to those outcomes. Here is where the book gets genuinely provocative. Clear argues that winners and losers often have the exact same goals. Every Olympic athlete wants to win a gold medal. Every struggling business owner wants to be profitable. The goal does not separate them. The system does. This means that if you fix your system, the goal takes care of itself. If you do not fix your system, achieving the goal gives you only a temporary feeling of success before you revert back to the behavior that produced your old results. But here is what nobody talks about. Clear says the deepest reason habits either stick or fall apart has nothing to do with discipline, willpower, or even systems. It has to do with identity. Most people approach change by setting an outcome first. They say, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to write a novel, I want to run a marathon. Clear calls this outcome-based thinking. The more powerful approach is identity-based thinking. Instead of asking what you want to achieve, you ask who you want to become. Instead of saying I am trying to quit smoking, you say I am not a smoker. That small linguistic shift represents a fundamental change in how your brain processes the behavior. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you believe yourself to be. Habits are not just things you do. They are evidence of who you are. The 4 laws of behavior change are the practical engine of this book. Clear breaks down every habit into a loop with 4 parts: cue, craving, response, and reward. This model is built on decades of neuroscience research. The cue triggers the brain to initiate a behavior. The craving provides the motivational force. The response is the actual habit or action. The reward satisfies the craving and teaches the brain to repeat the loop in the future. Understanding this loop means you can engineer habits deliberately rather than stumbling into them accidentally. The first law is to make it obvious. Clear explains that most habits are triggered by environmental cues, and most people never design their environment intentionally. If you want to drink more water, put a glass on your desk where you can see it. If you want to read more books, put a book on your pillow every morning. If you want to practice guitar, leave it in the middle of your living room. This is called environment design, and it is one of the most powerful and underused tools in behavioral change. You are not relying on motivation. You are engineering inevitability. The second law is to make it attractive. Here Clear introduces the concept of temptation bundling. You pair a behavior you want to do with a behavior you need to do. Only let yourself listen to your favorite podcast while you are at the gym. Only let yourself watch your favorite show while folding laundry. The anticipation of the reward is what drives the habit, not the reward itself. This is critical because dopamine spikes not when you receive a reward but when you anticipate one. Your brain lights up before the behavior happens. Design your habits to create that anticipation and they become significantly harder to abandon. The third law is to make it easy. Clear describes a concept called the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. You want to read before bed, your habit is to open the book. You want to go to the gym, your habit is to put on your workout clothes. You want to meditate, your habit is to sit down and take one deep breath. The idea is that once you start, momentum carries you forward. But the starting is where most people get stuck. The 2-minute rule eliminates the starting problem entirely by making the entry point so small it feels almost embarrassing not to do it. The fourth law is to make it satisfying. The human brain evolved to prioritize immediate rewards over delayed ones. This is why bad habits are so sticky, they usually feel good right now. Good habits, by contrast, often feel bad right now and pay off later. Clear solution is to attach immediate satisfaction to good habits. Use a habit tracker. Put a coin in a jar every time you complete the habit. Give yourself a small reward immediately after. The key word here is immediately. The brain needs to connect the behavior to a positive outcome right now, not 3 months from now. Clear also introduces the concept of the plateau of latent potential, which is one of the most psychologically important ideas in the entire book. Imagine an ice cube sitting on a table. The room is at 25 degrees. You raise it to 26 degrees. Nothing happens. 27 degrees. Nothing. 28, 29, 31 degrees. Still nothing. Then at 32 degrees, the ice begins to melt. Was all that time and effort wasted? No. The work was happening the entire time. You just could not see it yet. Clear calls this the disappointment valley, the gap between when you start building a habit and when the results become visible. Most people quit during this valley. They mistake invisibility for ineffectiveness. The ones who push through it are the ones who succeed. One of the most practical applications of this book is what Clear calls habit stacking. You take an existing habit and attach a new one directly to it. The formula is simple. After I do this current habit, I will do this new habit. After I pour my morning coffee, I will write in my journal for 5 minutes. After I sit down at my desk, I will review my top 3 priorities for the day. After I brush my teeth at night, I will read for 10 minutes. The existing habit becomes the cue for the new one. Over time, you build a chain of behaviors that compound in ways that become almost unrecognizable from where you started. The real takeaway from Atomic Habits is deceptively simple. You do not rise to the level of your goals. Before you go, if you learned something valuable today, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Book Notes Daily for a brand new video every single day. We will see you in the next one.